Tonight's debate just concluded with Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. And as many people have been noting, debates usually don't change people's position on the candidate they're voting for, especially in this election. They have seen President Trump for 4 years and the policies that he supports and what he doesn't support and what he will do as president. Many people have not seen what Joe Biden will do, although he was vice president with President Obama, and they can see a little bit about what Joe Biden supports, and they hopefully learned more during tonight's debate about Joe Biden's policies. So a little bit of what happened tonight, President Trump and Joe Biden, they interrupted each other a lot, but between everyone talking, you could hear a little bit more from each of the candidates. And that includes what President Trump said when he was asked about condemning white supremacy. He didn't exactly condemn it. He just told the Proud Boys, an organization, to stand back or stand by.
You have repeatedly criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared
to
specifically
do it?
Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
Who would
right
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by.
Another thing that happened during tonight's debate was the issue of climate change, which is very important with a lot of youth voters. President Trump said he wants crystal clean water and air, he wants beautiful clean air, and he wants the fires, as far as fires are concerned, he said he wants forest management, which in California, during a briefing, he dismissed climate change and said that science doesn't know. He also said that forest management is the key to solving climate change, which isn't exactly true.
So Wade and Tom, please.
Yeah, well, from our perspective, there is amazing partnership on the ground, and there needs to be. As the governor said, we've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in greater LA, 120 plus degrees. And we're seeing this warming trend make our summers warmer, but also our winters warmer as well. So I think one area of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Now, law enforcement definitely came up. That is because of the recent protests against police brutality. President Trump said he supports law enforcement. Joe Biden said he is opposed to defunding the police. He says they need more resources in order to better do their job. President Trump said Biden can't say the word law enforcement because he says that, quote unquote, his radical left supporters would not allow him to say something like that. They wouldn't support Biden's stance on law enforcement. Trump issue of his tax returns came up, including the New York Times piece that just came out that claims Trump only paid $750 in taxes the year he was elected. Now, I haven't independently confirmed that. That is reporting via the New York Times. The president also credited himself for bringing back Big Ten football and other sports. He also talked about masks and the issue of COVID-19, which many say his COVID-19 response was a very bad response to the virus. He said he only wears masks when he needs to. There have been instances where he has worn a mask, but not very often. He also mocked Joe Biden for wearing a mask during his events when he's far apart from people. Joe Biden has held smaller campaign events because of the pandemic. President Trump has held bigger rallies, which have contributed to the spread of COVID-19 in some areas. Biden also responded with the fact that the president contradicts his experts, including CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield. Other issues came up, and that includes voting. The president claims that mail-in ballots aren't safe. Biden insists that those ballots are safe, and to fact check, those ballots are safe. People have been voting by mail for a very long time. This isn't the first election where people are going to be voting by mail. The president brought up instances where ballots were found in creeks. They were found in trash bins. Stories like that have come up, but that doesn't happen very often. You have seen videos on social media where sometimes ballots are dropped off in parking lots and things like that, but it does not happen very often, and millions of Americans are going to be voting by mail this year. That's just a quick recap of tonight's debate, and remember, you can see what the candidates said on my Twitter page and Facebook page to hear exactly what they said and what you can expect coming up in the next debate.